Hello and welcome back. I'm glad you're here for this new video. As we explained in the last one, what are the ways Wordfast Server could be useful, and what we'll endeavor to do today is do the first setup that you need to do to get this to work on your computer. So I've prepared this video, today's video, in a way that is sort of a foolproof manner, so you can make sure you can get it to work on your computer. So it is useful. Why? Because if you use the demo version, well, you don't have access to the hotline, which is logical because you didn't pay for it. But of course, if you buy the Wordfast Server version you'll be using, well, you will have full access to the hotline. So let's get started today with the first setup to make it work on your computer, and I'll see you at the end of the video. So let's get started. So first things first, well, the first thing we need to do is we need to download it. So we just need to access the Wordfast webpage. So I'll have a link in the description if you want to download it. Go to Products and click on Wordfast Server. Now in here, you just need to click on the download button, and depending on your setup, you may want to download the 32-bit version if your system is 32-bit, or the 64-bit versions if your system is 64-bit. Now, if you need to roll back to a previous version, well, you can click here and that will download. Now that we have downloaded it, well, the next thing we need to do is to unzip it. Okay, so if you don't know how to do that, right click and then extract. Now for us, the next step is in the unzipped folder, we want to create a TM folder and create a glossary folder. Okay, so we are here in the extracted folder. So you can see here, this is the actual Wordfast Server application. In here, we have the Wordfast manual so that you can read and get familiar with. This is being updated at the minute, so new things will be in there soon. And in here, we have Wordfast Server Relay. You won't need to use that unless you want to connect it to Wordfast Classic. So as we said, what we want to do here is add a folder where we are going to store the TMs that we want Wordfast Server to use. So I'm creating a folder here, and I will create Glossaries folder as well, and I will then have to copy paste my TMs and glossaries in here. So the next thing for us to do is to double click on Wordfast Server. Now this will bring out some warnings given by Windows 10, and you don't have to worry about anything about this. We'll just look at this and see what we need to do. So once you do a double click, this is the warning you get. Windows protected your PC. So what you want to do is locate here where it says more info, and you want to click on that. This will bring up the big button at the bottom, run anyway, and you want to click on that, and that will enable Wordfast Server to start. You will get another warning yet again, and you click to accept to continue, and then that will start up your Wordfast Server. Okay, so welcome to Wordfast Server, and as you will see, once you turn Wordfast Server on, a few more files appear here, and a few more files will be written in the original folder. So that is absolutely normal behavior. So you just need to keep track of your TMs and glossaries, and just where you want to double click for Wordfast Server. For convenience, you can also add it here to your taskbar so you can find it easily. Now let's get started with the next step. What we need to do now is import our TM. So let's talk a bit about them. We need to copy paste them in the dedicated folder like I showed you just before. And your TM has to be in the Wordfast TM, which is a TXT format. If it's not, you will need to convert it. If it's in TMX, just use Wordfast Converter to import your TMs. I will put a link in the video description for Wordfast Converter so you can use it. If it is an SDLTM that you are importing and you want to convert it to a TMX and then Wordfast TM, you can use Wordfast Converter as explained in a video by CATGURU. So I will put a link to that in the video description as well so that you can check it out. So let's see how we can do this. We copy paste in this folder, as we say, TMs. Okay, so as we can see, we are in demo mode and we are not going to change that. All that we'll be going to do in these videos will be in demo mode. Now, so I want to now have my TM connected to Wordfast Server so that Wordfast Server can now where my TM is and use it appropriately. So you just need to go to the TMs tab to do so. And the first step is to give your TM a name. So the TM I'm going to use is massive. It is really a very, very big TM that I have created using the DGT TM, which I explained in a former video. So let's call it DGT. And it is going to be English to French, ENFR, which is, I'm writing the languages here just for me to remember. It's not compulsory to do so. Make sure you click on write if you want to add to this TM's content. You don't need to add a password here. And now we need to find in our computer where the translation memory is. And that's pretty easy because we have set up here already our TM file, folder, should I say. Okay, so let's open it. And we see here my big TM. And I click on open. Okay, so now I have everything ready. I just need to click on add. And I need to accept here that Wordfast Server will reorganize the TM. So I click on yes. So I can see now that I have a TM ready for use on the left. And I can see the number of TUs I have in it. So it's quite big. It's nearly 500,000. So we should have a few entries for that. Let's now talk about importing glossaries. So same thing, you want to copy paste them in the dedicated folder we have created before, and it has to be in .txt format, for example the tab delimited format, or in .glossary format. As we say, tab delimited is accepted. Now the next step is to now add a glossary. So we will do the same, but we will do that in the Glossaries tab. So let's go there. So we'll start exactly the same as with TMs by giving it a name. So my glossary, and I will be English to French. Same, it's just for me to remember. So you don't need to add a password. You can click on write if you want to be able to add to it. And same thing, we want to locate our glossary. And that's nice because I have here my glossaries folder ready for use, and my glossaries in different formats. So I'm going to go to TXT, and here is my glossary in TXT tab delimited format. Let's add it in here, and now I can click on add, and I can reorganize it. Okay, so it's ready now. So I have my over 800 entries in my glossary. Excellent! So at this point we have set up things in Wordfast Server so that Wordfast Server can now how to find our translation memories and glossaries that we wanted to have access to. And now the next step is we will need to set up what is called accounts so that these translation memories and glossaries can be accessed remotely. Let's get started with that. We will now create the remote access. So what is a remote access? A remote access in Wordfast Server is called one account. So a remote access is an account. Account do generate a connection key. So if you've seen the previous video, so I've called that an API key. Okay, that was produced by Wordfast Server and was shared along other clients, Pro 5, Pro 3, Classic, Wordfast Anywhere, etc. So I called it an API key. I had drunk too much coffee that day. It's not an API key. but it doesn't matter to the user. It's a URL, okay? So for the user, it's exactly the same. API key is what you use in Wordfast Anywhere. In Wordfast Server, it is a URL. So what you just need to do, as in the example below, highlighted in blue, is copy-paste what Wordfast Server is going to hand out to you as a key. So we will get things organized to create the account now and see how we can get our key. So you just need to know that for each account you need one translation memory. You can have an account with just one translation memory and no glossary associated, or you can have an account with just one translation memory and one glossary associated, but you cannot have an account with a glossary alone. It's not allowed. Wordfast Server won't let you do this. So now I go to the Accounts tab, and the first step yet again is to give it a name. So let's do that. So that will be my first remote, okay? In the numbers case, if you want to be fine, you can add 5, but just to be safe, we'll add 100, okay? As a good measure. And now this is where I can select my TM and my glossary. So like I said, I can have one TM alone or one TM and one glossary, and I cannot have one glossary alone. So for this example, I will add one TM. So I'm assigning the TM we have set up earlier, and I will add one glossary. Okay. And now I want to be able to write in them. So I click on Write TM, Write Glossary. I have to make sure it's active. And now I just need to click on Add. Now I have my account here. So I am ready to go. So now for us, the next step is to make sure that everything works. And a good foolproof way to do this is to make Wordfast Server work in conjunction with Wordfast Pro 5 already installed, and both applications, so both Wordfast Server and Wordfast Pro 5, be installed on the same computer. And this is a good foolproof way to know if you have set up all your TMs and glossaries correctly. If it works that way, it should work also outside if you then set up correctly. So let's see that. Okay, so now we will be able to do our first local connection. Just to remember, we are using one computer with Wordfast Server and Wordfast Pro 5, and just a quick reminder with Wordfast Pro 5, to be able to connect to a remote TM that is in Wordfast Server, Wordfast Pro 5 needs to be licensed. You can't do it in demo mode in Wordfast Pro 5, and the minimum license that will work for you, if you want, you can get the 30 days trial free license to be able to do this. So we have one computer, and in the same computer we have the two applications together, Wordfast Pro 5 and Wordfast Server, and we want them to talk to each other, connect and retrieve TMs and glossaries and add to them. The first thing you want to do is you want to know your computer's name to be able to make it to work. If you don't remember what your computer's name is, you go here to the settings wheel in the Windows menu on the left. You click on it. That will bring you to this, and here you want to locate system. You click on system. In here then you scroll down on the left to get to about, and you click on about, and here you will get many informations. I have blanked them out. And what you want to locate is the device name. Okay, so here I have highlighted my computer's name. So your computer's name will be just on the side of device name. And now in Wordfast Server, so you remember, so we have set up everything here. And here at the bottom, that's where you need to look at now. In the scroll down menu, you will get a wide number of addresses and things to select. And the ones in green at the bottom are the ones that bear your computer's name. So you should select the shortest one, okay, that just have your computer's name. Once you have selected it, you need to click right here. And this will copy the famous URL that will enable you to connect to Wordfast Server. I just do it now, okay? I click on this. And now I want to open Wordfast Pro 5. I am here in Wordfast Pro 5 in my project. So what I need to do is to go to Project TM, and here I click on Connect to Remote. I select Wordfast Server and I call it Server Test, okay? Since we are testing, Server Test. I will paste here my URL and I click on Test, and I see here at the bottom connection successful. So that is excellent, okay? Click on OK. Okay, so I have that here set up. That's my primary TM. Now, let's look at something here. Just to see if the TM is responding well, I will add a word in there and you will see how fast this goes. And remember, we are searching in a translation memory that is nearly 500,000 entries. So we'll see how long this takes to get a result. So let's, for example, say type result, the word result, and we will see how long it takes. Instantly. Okay, so we have been able to access instantly a server that is on our computer and get these results. Now, if you want to try it with words that are different, you will see that it is very fast when you compare it to any other application. So, success! It works! So, congratulations! Now that you have made it here, it means that Wordfast Server is now active and working on your computer. But now, what are we left with to do? Well, we need to take Wordfast Server out for a spin. So in the next video, I'll show you how you can access your Wordfast Server from a different computer on your own network and from a computer that is outside your own network, so anywhere in the world. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.